Let's go to Aaron. Aaron's in Richmond. Hey, Aaron, what's going on, man?
Nothing major. What's going on with you guys?
Hey.
Hey, so to answer your question, we all as Niner fans feel the same thing. You know what I mean? We go out there, we play hard, we are always in the mix, we're always trying to do it. But we all know at some point in time the game's going to come down to Jimmy, and we know what that's going to look like. And we all feel it. We all sit at the edge of our seats. Every single game is like, don't mess it up, Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Aaron. I don't know.
But right now, they're the third seed in the NFC, Steiny. This team was under 500. We didn't know which way it was going. So, damn. I don't think that's fair at all. He's having arguably one of his best seasons statistically. I don't get why he would call that. Man, he didn't mess it up yesterday, even though there was an interception. Well, but it was called back.
To me, that
doesn't count.
This is the quintessential Garoppolo game where people who support him can say he got the job done, and the people that don't like him can say, what, are you kidding me? He was overly mediocre yesterday.
And now Elijah Mitchell's down, Steiny. Who's going to run in between the tackles? I know they've got a few W's, more than a few without him, but I'm worried about McCaffrey. Knee irritation? Okay, I know it happens, but when you run, and Steiny, he's not Earl Campbell. He's not the biggest dude. So when you're running in between those big bears like he was doing yesterday, and they're pouncing on him, it's a privilege and an honor to be able to have another option like Elijah Mitchell, who, oh, by the way, averaged 5 yards on the ground. Now he's going to be out.
Well, it's a good thing they have McCaffrey. It's a good thing they have McCaffrey, although he was a little
what does
Fitz say? A little hitch in his giddy up?
Yeah.
You like that?
I've never heard knee irritation. I was like, what's that mean? Be more expansive, as my partner said this morning.
Dave in Livermore. What's up, Dave? How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up? What's up? So I do want to chime in on who's responsible, but I want to give you guys the details. So on Christian McCaffrey. So when they showed his knee, what I saw on his knee that was taped up, in my opinion, I used to have it was something for jumper's knee. It's knee tendonitis, that tendon right under your kneecap. And I think that's what the problem is. It was a strap for jumper's knee or runner's knee. And that is, it does keep coming back and aggravating you, but it's the easiest procedure in the off season to take care of. Just a little couple pokes with a needle tells your tendon to heal, and it's over. Now, I'm no doctor, but that's what it looked like to me out of my experience. But when it comes to responsibility, we didn't invest anything in the offensive line. But number two is Jimmy always does this good. I mean, he's looking better than he normally does in the season. But until he proves it in the playoffs, which the caller before me was talking about, when it comes down to the playoffs, what are we supposed to say? We can't just say he's going to play this season ball that he's been playing in the playoffs, because we're going to get there again. And the last 2 times he was in the playoffs, he didn't perform. That's all I got.
Appreciate the call, Dave.
And I love Dave.
4-2 in the postseason.
Okay, and he had a 10-point lead in the NFC Championship game. Like, how do we just get fixated on the last 15 minutes were Jimmy's fault?
Well, because I can tell you, like, how it happens. You know, like you harp on the one overthrow to Emmanuel Sanders for 5 years.
Peter
for
King,
4 years.
Everybody's taking that. But go ahead.
Because you never, ever let that go and keep hammering and hammering and hammering. Yeah, then I think fans are like, yeah, see, people like Guru.
But now when I
can't win the big one.
When the season was over and you said, oh, I'd never seen you so hot or perplexed. Guru, what would you give Jimmy Garoppolo during his 10-year? And I said, you know what? What did I say? A-, B+? I saw the forest for the trees. I saw the light. And, again, I just don't understand how you beat Dallas. He almost gave that away, but you won. You went up to beat Green Bay. I just can't put that at his doorstep. And yesterday, I mean, they were getting after this defense, and they were getting after him up front, Steiny. And that's why if I'm Minnesota, if I'm Dallas, I'm Philly, I know it's different personnel, Tampa Bay, I'm going to throw that tape on to be like, this is how you try to tame what I deem this offensive beast. But now with Mitchell going down and the caller talking about jumper's knee or whatever's L and C-Mac, Steiny, we got to, I'm watching because I didn't expect this game to be, you'll probably call it a blowout. I'm calling it a close game. Man, they had the ball at the 5-yard line after a roughing the passer from Bosa, the Saints, and the stupid ass doesn't call one run play? Like, you should be fired. Run the damn ball.
Would you say the same about Kyle Shanahan?
I said it. I
ran
told you.
At the 1-yard line, no running backs out of shotgun.
What an empty set. Why? And you're a running team, so I thought. How about you run it behind the 99 on Madden? That would be Mr. Trent Williams, Donnie. Just a thought.
49ers won 4 in a row now.
Man.
Defense has been
incredible.
Terrific. Absolutely no doubt about it. 4 games where they haven't given up a score in the second half. In the second half.
Chiefs were the last team.
I'm looking at this team, and it's obvious. It's obvious they're pretty good. You can't and I just have this written down, and I know what are they 7-4? So you got 5-6 more games left. Jimmy Garoppolo can't go anywhere. He just can't go anywhere.
But is today the day?
He can't.
I can't stop thinking
I don't know
about it.
It doesn't matter if it's today, tomorrow, a week, a month. I mean, you cannot lose Jimmy Garoppolo. He's 40-19 as a starter.
Say that again.
40-19 as a starter. They win 2 out of every 3 games that he plays.
So if Kyle Shanahan was here,
you cannot. Are you really, again, faced with the same dilemma? Let's say the 49ers losing the Super. Let's say they lose in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because you know what? Everybody thinks they're the most dangerous team in the NFC. Everybody thinks. Many people think they are the best all-around team in the NFC. So if they're the best team, they should get to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. But then they lose in the Super Bowl to Kansas City by 31-21.
Yeah.
They really going to start next season with Trey Lance?
If they did, it would be, I think, a disaster. It would be a monumental error. And my question to you is,
how are they going to re-sign him?
I'm about to give that to you.
Oh.
If I'm Kyle Shanahan and you just posed and set it up the way you just did, what answer would be suffice? Why did he go get Trey Lance then if he knows he has a starter? Maybe 31 and some night 17, whatever. What made him want to change or become infatuated with something different than Jimmy?
I mean,
that's what I want to hear, Steiny.
The obvious answer is they thought they could upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo within the first couple years, maybe 1 or 2 years. But
what if
they thought? I mean, Kyle Shanahan thought I'll even give it to him, in year 3 or 4, Lance is better. I mean, clearly that's why they got Trey Lance. Maybe not to be immediately better, but certainly going into year 3, they thought he would be better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, so now it's year 3 next year. You better know what you got in Trey Lance if you're Kyle Shanahan. I know that.
I'll say this. There's no doubt in my mind behind closed doors when I bring up the 10-point lead last year's NFC Championship, and hell, even the 2019 Super Bowl, behind closed doors, Kyle must feel that Jimmy's at fault, mostly for those collapses and not himself. So that's why we have Trey Lance here. But, Steiny, I'm with you. I'm watching this story unfold, and I believe Jimmy is, if he were a pitcher, he's in the 6th inning, and he's given up 2 hits now that they're 7-4. And when you look at his ledger, he's got more touchdowns than interceptions. It's not his fault, and they look like they could go on a run. And if they get to the Super Bowl, how can you just say, night-night, bye-bye to that? Like, I can't wait to watch how this plays out.
Bill's in San Jose. What's going on, Bill? How you doing, man?
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Thanks for taking the call. Yeah, I got 3 plays to point out. One, in the first half, Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Kittle ran a bad route, but he should have got picked off in the front corner of the end zone right there. Jimmy did get picked off for a big return, and it would have stood if it wasn't for a defensive penalty on the back end. There was kind of I think it was a holding call. But then, overthrowing a wide open McCaffrey up the left sideline, and that was a pretty easy throw. It wasn't really high leverage. There wasn't a lot going on. That's a play that needs to be made. So I guess what I'm trying to say is anything short of a Super Bowl championship this year, I just don't see him coming back. And if he does, maybe he takes a backup role, but I think he's going to be gone after this year no matter what. Trey Lance is their guy. They're going to give him all the time in the world to develop, and I just don't see him going backwards. That's my take.
Thanks for the call, Bill. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I look at the game yesterday, and it's a good win. It's a good win. Defense is starting to get an identity. I really do think that they're getting better.
Yeah.
They're getting better defensively, I think.
Let me ask you this, because I know it was you, JD, holding it down last week. So this is the exact opposite game from an offensive standpoint after the Arizona game. Did you come in here whistling Dixie like that was the Guru game? Because I was like, that's the game. That's what it's supposed to look like. Now, I know Arizona is not New Orleans, with damn near the same record, though, but were you like, that's what Guru was talking about? That's the 4th of July. That output from the Monday night game as opposed to just 13 years.
But somebody, was it Debo? Oh, Ayuk only had 2 catches.
Right.
Ayuk only had 2 catches in that game.
Yeah, but 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but I mean,
had
he could have
65
complained.
hard yards yesterday, Steiny.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let's go to Jay real quick. He's at the grocery store. Hey, Jay, what's going on?
Hey, boys. Love the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to you were asking about, why can't they get in the red zone and all that. And I just want to say one thing. I believe the best Niner team ever was 1998. And unfortunately, Garrison Hurst got a little injured in the playoffs. But the Niners, the greatest team of the Niners in 1998, beat the 6-10 Saints 13-0. So these things happen.
Oh, yeah.
All about the wins, baby.
Absolutely. Go check that. Go double check Jay's
Monte would know.
Jay's math.
Like, what part of sports, if I'm a 49er fan and I'm looking at the landscape of the NFC, even the Eagles last night, I don't know what you made of that game. Yeah, they're 10-1. But, Steiny, I'm looking at the Niners like you can take me anywhere.
Right.
Or you could come to our house. We got action.
Yes, they've got action.
And that's all you can ask for.
Well,
and
here's what bothers me. If you're a 49er fan and you're 7-4 and you haven't beaten anybody, I just think it's funny that you look at and I know this is not every 49er fan. I know that. But I do think I keep hearing this, well, Minnesota's not all. They're 9-2. Right. Well, Philadelphia's not. They're 10-1.
Right.
What are the Cowboys now?
8-3.
8-3. It's like you're a 7-4 team.
I get
and
that.
again, you have not beaten anybody great. So it's like, I get the 49ers. They can go anywhere and win. Okay, I'll give you that. And they can go anywhere and get beat, including Levi Stadium. Like, they're not world beaters. They're not. Their offense is average at best, and as of right now, their defense, you could say maybe hasn't been tested. You could maybe say this 49ers team's a little untested. Now, I'm not saying they can't get it done, and I'm not saying I would necessarily bet against them once I see each game, but there are other teams in the conference with a better record than them.
And the Saints put up a fight, man. That I wasn't expecting that, Steiny.
Yeah,